Hello and welcome to another exciting installment of LiveCycle tutorials, forum edition. Today's forum entry we're looking at is a forum entry where a user had set up a phone number field, which would be just a text field with a pattern to match that disallowed the user from adding anything besides numbers. What he wanted to do though is, if the validation failed, he wanted the user to have to go back to that field to correct the mistake. So there's a couple of ways to do this. First, I'll show the way that would probably be suggested by Adobe, but takes a little longer to get the result you want. And then we'll show the way that my solution that I chose, that's a little more faster as far as dealing with the user. The first option here, the validation pattern that had already been set was for a phone number, which is great. That's exactly what we want here. But I also want to go ahead and set the display pattern as well. This doesn't really matter as far as validation is concerned, but it ensures that the user is going to see, as well as you, the viewer, see what the form is going to see when it sets the validation pattern. So the next thing you want to check is the form level validation settings. And what we're going to do is come down here to set focus. You see I've checked the box so that it does, as it explains here, sets the focus to the first field that fails to validate. We only have one field right now in this form, just to show off how this works. But whenever a field fails its validation, the form will recognize that and come back to the first one that it finds. Even if it finds 20 of them, it just goes to the first one. Now, the problem with this is that this doesn't occur until the user tries to submit the form. Just as an example, let's put in, obviously that's a number short. So let's exit out of that field. We get an error message, but it doesn't set us back to that field. If there were another field, we could continue on. However, when we try to submit the form, we get the same error message, and it sets us back to the field. So it does eventually stop us, but not until we're almost done, and then it forces us possibly back to the beginning of a 10-page form. The solution that I provided, the easier way to deal with most users, is to have them check it immediately. Don't let them get 9 pages into a form and then have to go back and dig through notes to find a phone number because they mistyped something. Go ahead and stop them as soon as they leave the field. In this case, since all phone numbers are going to have 10 digits based on our validation pattern, we just use if this dot raw value dot length. So we check the length of the string. If we find that it's not equal to 10, then we set the focus back to the field that we're working on. I believe it actually has to have there we go, better object name. So now, and let's actually go back and remove this setting. Let's see what we get. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, not 10 digits. We get our validation message, which we wanted, and we're immediately set back to focus on that field. So this way, like I said, the user isn't going to get further down the form, find that they have to go back and go through possibly pages of notes looking for something they could have already typed in had they known that there was something wrong. This concludes the video, and we hope that if you like this video, you'll throw a like on there and ask any questions in your comments, and subscribe if you'd like to know when the next video comes out.